Hello, how are you guys? I hope you guys are okay. Today we will talk about really interesting things, but before we start, if you enjoy, don't forget to subscribe. Let's start. Prepare to dive into a world that's invisible to the naked. But teeming with life so strange and fantastic it feels like science fiction, microscopic creatures. These tiny life forms so small you'd need a microscope. To see them are the unsung heroes, villains, and explorers of our planet. Let's start with tardigrades, the so-called water bears. These chubby, eight-legged critters are basically indestructible. Freeze them, boil them, expose them to the vacuum of space, and they'll just shrug it off. They survive by entering a death-like state called cryptobiosis, curling into a tiny ball and waiting for better conditions. Scientists are even studying tardigrades to unlock the secrets of resilience for humans in space exploration. These little creatures could hold the key to interplanetary survival. Then there are rotifers, which are like living vacuum cleaners. These microscopic animals have rotating, crown-like structures on their heads, which they use to sweep food bacteria, algae, and other particles straight into their mouths. Rotifers are so hardy they can bounce back from being completely dried out for decades. Imagine falling asleep for 20 years, waking up, and just carrying on like nothing happened. Now meet the diatoms, nature's microscopic artists. These single-celled algae live in glass houses, literally. Their cell walls are made of silica, forming intricate, symmetrical patterns that look like they belong in an art gallery. Diatoms produce an estimated 20 to 50% of the oxygen we breathe. That means every second breath you take is thanks to these tiny, elegant organisms floating around in oceans and lakes. We can't forget the nematodes. Sure, they might sound like the bad guys, they're parasitic worms, after all, but they're actually some of the most abundant creatures on Earth. For every human, there are about 57 billion nematodes in the soil beneath your feet, tirelessly recycling nutrients and maintaining the balance of ecosystems. They're the ultimate unsung environmentalists. And then there's the paramecium, the rocket ship of the microscopic world. This slipper-shaped protozoan zips around with its cilia tiny, hair-like structures that beat in unison. Paramecia are so fast and agile they could win gold in the microbial Olympics. They're also capable of a kind of known as conjugation, which allows them to exchange genetic material. It's basically a microscopic dating game. Finally, let's marvel at the bacteriophages, viruses that infect bacteria. These alien-looking entities are like microscopic assassins, landing on bacteria, injecting their DNA, and taking over the host to replicate. While they might sound sinister, bacteriophages are being used in medicine to combat antibiotic-resistant bacteria, a futuristic solution to one of our greatest health challenges.